Oh, this guy's 10 prestige. Fuck, that looks clean. So I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know what the deal is, but one day I like the default scope for the M40 or just any of the sniper rifles. And then other times like the red dot, the hit marker one, and all the other new reticles are like just insanely good. I think in yesterday's video I talked about how good it was. It was actually like kind of busted. And then I proceeded to not hit anything, even though it's quote busted. And I just, I don't know. I just don't fucking know. Why do I feel like they changed the sound on this game? I feel like the M40 has like a lower sound. Like there was this like bass boost added to the background of it or something. Why are my thumbs sweating again? Why do my thumbs sweat? I can't play because my thumbs are sweating. What is this? Well, that was easy. I would have had to shoot him 20 times if I didn't have deep impact on, I guess. Thanks, Wendell. I'm gonna puke. So speaking of hit markers, collaterals, Wendell, shit like that, this came to my attention about 2-3 days ago, something like that. I'm not even paying attention. This guy still missed. Holy shit. What are you doing? What the fuck? What are you doing, bud? This was brought to my attention a couple days ago. Even Pamaj talked about it in his video a little bit. Pamaj said that he tried to mention, you know, a couple times, like, you know, about these collaterals and stuff, but they never really gave him, you know, an answer or anything. Never, like, truly clarified that they were, like, really looking into it or whatever. Just kind of like the common thing where, like, you ask something, they don't really give you a clear answer, that you don't really know if they're gonna look into it. Usual answer is not looking into it. At this point, like, everybody asking and telling them to, like, you know, fix collaterals and shit like that, there's a lot of the people that are still in denial to say that it's the exact same. But the reality of it is they're just kind of like falling back on, you know, everything that Wendell is saying and saying that it's the exact same. Now, the code is the exact same, but the result is not. On paper, it's the exact same, but in practice, it is not. There's totally different variables now at this point. I'm about 90% sure the connection difference is, you know, the reason for this happening. It's the same reason that we couldn't hit collaterals on host. Now that we all have a great connection and we're almost basically all on host, we can't hit any collaterals now. Now, that obviously it matches the original because everybody is host and you still can't hit collaterals on host. But the thing is, it doesn't match the experience that we had before. Like, it was totally possible then for the majority of the players, all but one person in the lobby. So if you play ground war on a normal basis, or just take ground war for example, or shit, even the 6v6, you got 11 other people that had a different experience from one person in the lobby. Most people have experienced, you know, being able to hit triples and quads, 5-in-1s, and just all sorts of shit like that because they obviously all haven't been on host together. They've been hosts every once in a while, I'm sure, or even the people that have a better connection than most people that pull host more often. A literal 90-95% of people that are in the lobby have a completely different experience. Most people that play the game, it is possible. Most people that are in a lobby, it is possible for that to happen. I know that they don't want to change the code. I know that they want to stick as, you know, as closely as they can to the original. The game itself has stuck to the original as far as, you know, the stats go. So it's either they tweak this sniper rifle situation, like with the collaterals and everything, to make it match the original, or they just leave it the exact same and just continue to fall back on the whole, you know, this is exactly how the game is. The connection is different now, hence why this is happening. Even though collaterals were completely common on all of the other games. I don't think there's any other Call of Duty that has ever had this problem before. There might have been, I'm not sure. I'm holding the cap closed now. But anyway, yeah, so Pamaj brought it up, right? And they just kind of like give him the kind of answer that was just like, you know, it's not really gonna happen. It's kind of like when a little kid bothers their parents about something, and the parents would just kind of like shrug it off like, yeah, sure, I'll do it later. And they never do it. Everybody knows that feeling. I know you do. I think it was on the 13th, 3 days ago now, somebody said something to Drifter. If you don't know who Drifter is, he's made all these Call of Duty videos over all these years and stuff, like analyzing guns, giving us all this information and stuff. Really in-depth type of shit. His videos are great if you want to like really learn about everything that's going on in the game. Like statistically. So he knows at this point even collaterals are different from, you know, what they were in the original, even though the code is the exact same. The connection being about the only variable. And he said, he replied to a tweet, okay? He replied to somebody's tweet that asked about, like, did you ask about collaterals or whatever? And he replied to him saying something along the lines of, like, yeah, I've talked to him and they said that they're looking into it or fixing it or something. I'm gonna get the exact wording so I understand this. Drifter, if, you know, all my subscribers go over to you and stuff, and, you know, if you quoted this, it sounds like I've taken it out of context. That's not my intention. I want to find this real quick, or everybody, like, comes storming over to you, like, what the fuck did they say? Somebody asked, did anyone bring up collapse in this said meeting? And then Drifter said, I did bring it up in person. Collapse are being worked on. I don't exactly know how they said that to him. I don't know if they gave him the exact same answer that they gave Pamaj. It's probably likely they gave him the same one. But the way that he said it, I don't know, it sounded much more reassuring the way that he said it. The biggest thing here is that it's still being looked at and it's not just being like swept under the rug, or at least that's what they're telling us anyway. Or at least that's even what they're telling them. So they tell us. If we get about 6 months into this game and it's still not fixed, I don't see it. It's never gonna get fixed. The thing is, by that point, so many people are gonna be burnt out. So many people are gonna be going back to like Black Ops 3 and stuff like that. A whole bunch of people have been actually talking about that, about going back to Black Ops 3, which is something I never thought people would. Like, I knew a few people would, but there are more people than I expected actually going back to Black Ops 3. Now, I was never big on Black Ops 3, so I likely won't. I mean, if I had to go back to any game, I guess. And the reason I say Black Ops 3, if I had to go back to anything, everybody would just tell me like, oh, go back to MW2, MW3. I'm not touching my 360 anymore. This is the greatest system of all time, in my opinion. I mean, like, obviously, you're gonna, like, have the people that talk about Nintendo and stuff like that, and obviously, they pioneered a lot of this shit, okay? I am not knocking Nintendo. But of all the Nintendo systems I've had, all the Sony systems that I've had, all the Microsoft systems that I've had, the Xbox 360 is where a shit ton of all of my gaming just experience have come from. Now, obviously, I played other systems for years and years and years, but nothing will be as memorable as Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is just... The PS4 and the Xbox One just pale in comparison to just how, I don't know, how social it was. All the games that were released on it. Not that these games are bad or anything like that. If anything, these games are better at this point. But, not talking about Call of Duty because it hasn't had a chance to release all of those games yet. But Xbox 360, I've just had so many experiences on it. I love my Sega Genesis. And I love my GameCube. And my PS2 just holds so many memories from playing Tony Hawk and Call of Duty 1 and 2. The Xbox 360, I think, came out, what, 11 years ago? It came out in, like, November 2004? No, 2005. I don't mean it greatest of all time as far as like having the most, you know, impact on the planet or whatever. I still think Nintendo holds that all. Nintendo just knows how to make just great games, great consoles. And even though they've, quote, fallen off in the console war, I don't even think they've completely fallen off in that sense. They've just gone a different direction and they're not fucking with this whole console war kind of thing. Even though that one new system they have coming out just looks next level. Not like, you know, I'd be able to post it or anything because Nintendo's really stingy about that. But so many situations where people have like posted like Mario gameplay or whatever and like Nintendo has striked them and just all this other shit. But like nothing is going to replace all of my memories, you know, on Xbox 360. Nothing's going to replace all of my memories on all the Mario games that I played. The Xbox 360 was just so huge just for gaming in general, for me personally. So many friends, just so many experiences. It was just amazing. I didn't meet any friends on my GameCube, but I'll tell you what, fucking Kirby and everybody else that was in Kirby Air Ride, all the different colored Kirbys, they were all my friends. As corny as that sounds, those are the only friends I met on there, you know, and I was fine with that. I did not think gaming would be able to get to this point to where everybody would be able to be, you know, talking to each other across the world. And I never thought I would be able to meet people from fucking all these different countries and shit as a little kid, you know what I mean? Now that I'm older and, you know, I understand travel systems and all this other shit, barely. Going through an airport would still make me really nervous. Shit, even taking long car rides makes me nervous. If I get lost, I'm gonna die. I just never thought all of the things that, you know, I was able to do, make all these friends across the world from wherever, whenever, through a video game console was just, I never thought it would be, you know, possible. I know I went on this, like, weird kind of rant thing, but you get what I'm saying. So Drifter said that, and they said that they're looking into collaterals, and again, if it's not fixed within the next couple months, I don't see them fixing it, period. Again, like I said, I think they're just gonna keep going back to, we're leaving the code how it is, and, you know, it is what it is, just fucking, you know, deal with it. There have been people that have hit triples and stuff, and it's just, like, super luck that people have to be, like, really weakened or whatever. The thing is, I don't want to just sit around and wait. You know, if it's not gonna happen, just tell me it ain't gonna happen. If it is gonna happen and they're still working on it, be truthful about it, and then just don't deliver on it later, and just hope everybody forgets about it. Because this is something that people are not going to forget, and it's something that they're always going to hear. Every single reply says something about collaterals. Even all the supply drop shit. At the top, it said, okay, I don't give a shit, fix collats. Can we get collats and supply drops? If Activision is gonna do this, at least add a fucking weapon that gives us even deeper bullet penetration, since that's apparently what gives us collateral damage. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. Shovels are in the garage. We're supposed to get a little snow tonight. Oh, goody! I love snow. I mean, I don't drive that much, so that's probably why, but yeah, driving in snow is awful. Especially in my car, I have a 2009 Scion TC. I don't have like a Ferrari or anything, so go ahead, laugh. I don't even know if I've ever gone over 80 miles an hour in that car. Ever. Like, look, again, I don't want to die, all right? So Raven has said over and over again that they want to try their best to keep everything, you know, cosmetic. They said everything is cosmetic, and they want to try to keep everything and the silhouette of the characters the exact same. And what they mean by, like, you know, not big, bulky DLC armor or heads or whatever. Like the stuff that was in Advanced Warfare when you put, like, the gingerbread man outfit thing on, your character was, like, 2 times his size. There's already, like, soldier cosmetic stuff, like, as far as, like, the head goes. Like, for example, my character has, like, a beard and all that. But the silhouette of my character is still, you know, about the same size. Female characters should be around the same size as the male, so everybody doesn't run a female character, so, you know, they hope that they get hit less. People did the same thing in Halo. Everybody would run as the elite character. It's like this alien that has, like, this smaller head than the Spartan does, and also they have this, like, hump on the back of their neck, so it's, like, really hard to shoot them in the back of the head. If you played Halo, you would know that, you know, headshots are the most important thing. Whereas with the Spartan, when he's just walking, you know, his head is in plain sight. He doesn't have a hump. He doesn't have, like, a hunch or anything like that. It's just there. If the female characters were, like, substantially smaller than the male characters, then, you know, people would definitely pick them. I mean, look at this shit. My keyboard's working. I fixed it since yesterday, so that's good. I dealt with the problem. A whole bunch of people were telling me all this shit. Take the keys out of it, put it upside down, let it dry off. Take a blow dryer to tell me to do all this stuff. You know what I did? I took some of the keys out, flipped it over, and just hit the back of it, and it started working. So don't do that, though. Don't actually do that. I would actually recommend not hitting it. Don't break your shit, okay? I'm just a fucking idiot. If your parents bought you something, don't break it. When you see a moron like me spend money on something and then break it, learn from me. It's fucking stupid. It is stupid. Raging and breaking your controller isn't cool. It might be funny sometimes, though. But it's not cool, okay? Don't do it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that whole little, you know, collateral thing, and I don't know how I went on that rant about consoles and shit, but I just want my experience as a sniper, if they're going to, you know, say and portray it as, you know, something that is exactly like the original, something as huge and common as collaterals that were, you know, in the game before that, we basically just, what the fuck? What's going on? You're inside each other! Oh no, she's growing up. Oh! Just collaterals were part of my experience as a sniper years ago, and since it's gone, it just makes it not feel like the same kind of game, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. My most recent videos are popping up on the screen right here. If you haven't seen those, go check them out. If you guys enjoyed, tell me, you know, whatever you're thinking down in the comment section, or you just want to argue with people, go, all right. And yeah, that's about it. So, it's been Jeb, guys. Later.